I think it looks pretty cool as well, actually. Like a bug, doesn't it? In fact, once we paint it black and put our orange ribbing on it, it'll look like a bumblebee, won't it? Or will it? Sort of. Let's call it the Buzzy Bee. How about that? Or Bumbles. G'day people, I'm a Monster Dad. Welcome back to Space Engineers Single Player Survival. Apologies, it's been a little while between episodes. I've been a bit poorly lately. I know, diddums, but it's incredibly difficult to try and record a video when you're coughing and sneezing and occasionally sniffing all the way through it, and it's not very pleasant to listen to either. So I had to just put everything on hold for a week or so to get rid of it. But I did do a little bit of work in the meantime. I've got 7 of the ice drills built over there, as you can see, including the original one we got 8. So I added a further connector down the end there that isn't complete yet, making 8 connectors as well, ready for all the ice drills. For all the automated cargo drones. Yeah, so well on the way to getting this complete now, which is really good news. Get to a different view. I sort of played around with the start of the building over here, which is going to be the main control center for the place. And I think I showed you the inside of this last time that I did some work on. Oop. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah. I won't take through all that again. Cool beans. So in this episode, there's a couple of things I'd like to do. One in particular, I really want to get up to space. I think we've spent way too long on the planet. That doesn't mean I'm going to abandon the completion of this. All I want to do at the moment is put a little ship together that's going to get me up to space, just so I can have a quick scout around, maybe identify an asteroid that can form the sort of basis of, or the point where we're going to build our space-based base stroke shipyard type thing. But yeah, what I'd really like is something directly above us, because that will make it easier for the automated planet to orbit cargo drone to deliver everything. So what I'll do is make sure I've got some... Oops, wrong button. Okay, I should have the right stuff on me to get the frame of this thing built. So now let's build it over here next to this. I think the bobs are off on this at the moment, so we should be okay. Now it's not a big ship, this one. I've done something similar a couple of times, and it's fairly small, cheap, hydrogen stroke Atmo powered combination small vessel that you can get up to space. And this is the type of thing that you could build actually fairly early in a game. Let me just think, what am I going to need? Hydrogen tank is a defo, and I don't think we're going to need the different tiered thrusters. We should be fine with just the basic standard atmospheric thrusters for this one. Okay, let's get rid of that. Put a cockpit down. Okay, let's change the colour back to something more normal. So start off, as always, with a small landing gear there. And just build that up. Again, this is really just to give a small platform to build this thing on, so we can get to the underneath and all sides of it. That should do us. Okay. So let's try and get the cockpit on. Preferably the right way around. Yeah, should do there. So I'll have to try and remember how this is built. So it's been a while since I built one of these. The key thing for this is the hydrogen tank and the hydrogen power. Do I want to put oxygen on this? I probably do, because I probably want to be able to replenish my oxygen whilst I'm up there, and also what that would do is serve the purpose of oxygen generator. What's it called now? Is it O2H2 generator, isn't it? Yeah. The other thing that will do is, if I do find I'm short of hydrogen, I can at least put some ice in it and we can replenish our hydrogen that way as well. So yeah, it serves a couple of different purposes. Let's face it, we've got plenty of ice. Plenty of ice, that's for sure. Okay, so what do we got? We've got cockpit, O2 generator. I don't really need a cargo box on this one. I do. Oh no! What I'm going to do is the connector. I'm going to add underneath the cockpit. Yeah. So we've got a big connector on the back of this O2 generator. So we're going to need either a cargo box or a connector to bring that together. Yeah, let's use a connector. Is that going to work? Is that going to work? So I need a small connector on this side for the... Oh no, I don't. Big connector for the hydrogen tank. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we'll just pop that on there. One hydrogen tank should do this, because it's only really needed once we get above that 5,000 meter point to finish off the journey into space, and then when we're returning from space, we'll use next to none of it. So he says, hopefully. I think that should do it. So what do we got? We got that. We need some ordinary power. What I'm tempted to do with that is just add a number of small a number of small reactors, because we only really need the actual power for powering the atmospheric thrusters for the last part re-entering and for the first part when we leave. So basically that will be used to maneuver it around planet side. Well, do you know what? I'm really tempted to put one of these I can't think of my words. The hydrogen reactors on this one, because I haven't tested them out yet. Now, what we need is probably one of the small ones. Wedge reactor's fairly cheap and should produce enough power. What other ones do we have? Hyperion reactor, that's way too much. Medium hydrogen reactor. What do we got on there? Components. That's not very expensive, so that should be one of the small ones. Oh wow, that's expensive. one's pretty cheap as well. Problem is, I'm not. I really wish it would give on this information over here what power these reactors produced as well. That would be really helpful, because you can't find that out until you actually build one. There's lots of different types for the small ship, but I'm really not sure which one to use. I guess we'll just pick one that fits the best. Now that would have fitted nicely onto the back of the oxygen, or between the... I could actually put that between the oxygen generator and the cockpit, couldn't I? Yeah. So let's grab that back. So that, with its double connector there... Oh, it's got a single connector on the other side. Oh, that's annoying. That's annoying. What are the other ones like? Let's get that one out of the way in a minute. Sorry about this. I just would like to experiment with a couple of these just to see what they're like. That one's way too expensive. That one's not very expensive. What sort of shape is that? Tiny little thing, that, isn't it? A single connector on each end. What about this wedge? So that one has like a small connector in the corner. Oh, I see, you could actually put 4 of those together and make a circular reactor. That's pretty cool. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. Get rid of those 2. Let's get a small conveyor connector. I'm going to pop those 3 there so I can connect the cockpit to this. I'm going to swing its single port round like that, pop that there, pop the hydrogen and O2 generator with its double ports there, which should connect to that. I'm hoping that's going to give enough power. I guess it'd be easy enough to put another one on if we found that it was a bit short. And let's get the hydrogen tank back onto there, and I think that's good to go. Yeah. That leaves space over here for gyros, antenna, and other stuff, I guess. Okay, so let's get rid of those. Get our thrusters back on there. And while I'm thinking about it, I better put the gyro in because I'll forget that. Antenna, gyro. What else do we need? Put a landing... No, we won't put a landing gear on, but we will want a connector at the end that will go under the cockpit. Okay, so just need to get all the engines on. Oh, need hydrogen thrusters. Let's grab the area out of the way. Grab the hydrogen thrusters. Again, I'm not going to bother with the tiered thrusters. This should be good enough for this. So let's get the smaller ones. Why? Oh, if I've picked the large hydrogen thruster, is that the problem? That's the one I wanted, isn't it? Yep. Okay, so these are just manoeuvring thrusters, so they can go around like this. Top and bottom. Boom. Actually, probably need a large. Oh no! When I take off, I'll sort of point the nose up to the sky and go with the rear thruster once the atmospheric thrusters have done their work. So let's pop a large hydrogen thruster on the top there, and I need to adjust one of these to get some braking thrust. So let's, oops, ouch, even this out a bit. Let's get rid of those two and do it like that. So that can go there, that can go there. I'll do the same at the top, and that will give us our braking thrust as well. Okay, so that's all the hydrogen thrust. Now the atmospheric thrusters, all we really need is up thrust. So we'll go up horizontally as far as those engines will take us, and as soon as we get to the limit of the atmospheric thrusters, we'll just swing the nose up towards the stars and then use the rear hydrogen thruster to get us the rest of the way. So we don't need big thrusters on this. We just need, I think maybe 4 small ones should do us. Where are we going to put those? I think 2 on either side of this thruster should be pretty good. Temporarily, I'm probably going to have to... Oh no, I'll put some ice in this and just let it generate some hydrogen. I was going to say I need to get it over to the hydrogen tank over there in the main building to fill it up, but yeah, we'll just let it fill. Okay, so that's all the thrust. We've got power. We have the power. Let's get a couple of... Let's go for 2 gyros. We can get rid of that lot. Let's get that back in. So we want an antenna. We still need to put the connector on, so the antenna can just sit in the middle there. Boom. Now what I need to do is get this built. So let's head over to Bob, switch him on, and hopefully we'll have enough components to build this thing. In the meantime, I'm going to go fill my hydrogen and grab some of the liquid hydrogen ready to fill that reactor. How much can we carry? That much. I have no idea how much these reactors use with this liquid hydrogen. I haven't done a lot of research into it. I watched Haladma use one of these reactors and I really like the look of it. But I don't know a huge amount about it. We seem to have come to a complete halt with our building. Okay, that was weird. Shouldn't stop building just because I go out of range, surely. Yes, once these Atmos thrusters are built and it has power, I am going to have to put a jump start reactor on there actually, just to get some power into it. Once we've got that, I can remove this and I'll put the connector on the bottom there. And then what I'll do, I can't do it now, my inventory's full, isn't it? We can deal with that. Pop those into there. What I do want to do is build a connector over here for this one, because we have that one hydrogen tank in here that's full. What my intention is now is to get a connector up to the roof for that, and then this thing can just dock there and refuel whenever it needs to. So let's grab that. Take some of the roof apart. Am I going to be able to get out? Yep. Cool beans. And then let's just pop a connector there. Yep. And probably should switch on. Let's just switch on Bob in here, and then he can build that one. Come on, I know I have a panel there somewhere. There it is. Okay. I think there are no motors in the base anymore. There it is. Yeah, I think we're short of a few things in the actual base. I transferred a lot of it to the mobile constructor. Let's do a couple hundred motors. Some of those. Large tubes? Where are you, large tubes? I'm not sure exactly what we need, but that should be enough to do that. Okay, so when we land that thing on here, it should actually always refuel. So, what are we missing over here then? Something here. Are we missing motors still? I guess so. Just motors. Let's go and make some more motors. Prioritize those. Should do us. There we go. Had loads of motors. Right, hopefully I'll finish that now. Right, I should be able to pop. Oh, I left it in here, didn't I? Get a grip, Monster Dad. Get a grip. Is that all it can fit in there? Okay, let's just jump in there and see what kind of power this thing has. So what is it called? That's the one. So what does it produce? 14 megawatts. Current output 21 kilowatts. What do the thrusters need? They need 700 kilowatts. We should be good for power then. I don't think the hydrogen thrusters... Oh yeah, they do need a bit, but not much power. So we should be okay with power with that. Right. We should be able to hold it upright. Now let's get some ice in there first. I think I had some ice in this. Let it start generating some hydrogen. I will store some of that in the cockpit. Maybe I should put a small storage unit on this after all. Okay, let's pop that into there. Let's store some of that in the cockpit as a spare. Now it should start producing some hydrogen gas for its hydrogen engines. Let's grab a bit more. It'll take a little while to fill up. I've got that skew if. Oh, you idiot. Okay, I'll be back with you in a moment when I rectify this ridiculous error that I've just made. Later. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, fixed. That was a bit stupid, to say the least. I'll blame it on the fact that I was poorly. How about that? Does that sound good? Sounds like a reasonable excuse to me. Okay, good. And then we'll stick a connector on the bottom of this straight. So there we go. That's the little... It's like a little insect, doesn't it? Which will hopefully get us up to space and back. It should do. I mean, it's a type of build I've used in the past. But I've never used one of those hydrogen reactors before. Should be good to test. Oh, it's eating its way through the ice, isn't it? Doesn't need to be in there. Might as well get it all in here. Okay, how is our hydrogen tank faring? Oh, it's full. I wonder if that's going to be enough. Well, since it's full, we might as well test it, hadn't we? Shall we? Let's do it. What do we got? Power. Tons of power, which is brilliant. So basically, the way this one works. Actually, I should be turning off my no hydrogen. Oh, we'll keep the hydrogen on. It's barely using it. So the atmospheric thrusters will get it up as much as possible past 5,000 meters, and then we'll put it nose up, and then push it the rest of the way with the rear hydrogen thruster. So we should see, in fact, let me just turn off the hydrogen thrusters. It's those H2 thrust. Atmo thrust. Okay, I'm going to toggle those off for the moment because we need to know when the atmospheric thrusters stop being effective. So we're still going up at the moment, which is fine. And we should slow down pretty soon because I'm pretty sure it's about 5,000 meters that the atmospheric thrusters are effective. And at that point we shall turn off the Atmos, turn on the hydrogen, and head off to space. I'll tell you what I am going to do actually is pop them onto the G menu, groups, okay. Into space. Last time we were in space is when we were tumbling to the planet on the Pilgrim's Pride. Okay, we're heading down now, so we're going to switch on hydrogen, switch off those, try and head generally on a direct path up. And then when we get to 100 meters per second, we just sort of toggle the rear hydro thruster on and off so we don't waste hydrogen too much. I guess also actually that ice is going to... Oh yeah, that ice will be used to make the liquid hydrogen as well. So... Should we turn dampers off as well? That way I'm not getting resistance from the braking thrust and wasting hydrogen. So just basically sit around between 90 and 100 meters per second, feathering the rear thruster. What are we? Almost 11,000 meters now. So we're doing good. We've still got 100% hydrogen, so we're creating hydrogen as fast as we're using it, which is brilliant. It's actually working better and more effectively than I thought it would. From 0.6 G and dropping. So we're going to make this really easy. Cool beans. And if we can try and look straight down, yeah, we're good trajectory, almost directly up. .4 G. Let's turn all those off. We don't need those on. Yeah, we've got this. We've got this. Nailed it. Nailed it. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, I've used the hydrogen reactor on this, but you could just as easily use just an ordinary reactor on this one, or even batteries if you needed to. But it's certainly a ship you could build early game if you needed to go and scout out the immediate vicinity up in space. With the O2H2 generator on it, you can replenish your hydrogen when you get up there. Maybe if you needed to scout out and grab some platinum that if you couldn't get any from the planet anywhere. Cool. I think it looks pretty cool as well, actually. Like a bug, doesn't it? In fact, once we paint it black and put our orange ribbing on it, it'll look like a bumblebee, won't it? Or will it? Sort of. Let's call it the Buzzy Bee. How about that? Or Bumbles. How are we doing? 0.2 Gs. We're still at 100% hydrogen. Brilliant. And I'm having to push the accelerator less and less now. So what we'll do is get in space, end this episode. We're going to get down to the planet, no problem whatsoever with this, because we'll just free fall to the 5,000 meter mark, flatten out, and then just turn the atmospheric thrusters on and head down from there. And then once we get closer to the ground, we can switch the hydrogen thrusters back on and use them to maneuver back into base. Nailed it. Oh, we've got... Oh no, that's a contact on the planet, isn't it? That red one. Almost down to 0.1 Gs. Plenty of asteroids in the immediate vicinity. Red planet's looking cool. The green planet's looking scary. Where's the moon? Over the other side over there. Would have been nice if it was a bit closer. But hey ho. It is what it is. Less than 0.01 G now, or less than 0.1 G. Well, I've got to say, for such a cheap craft, I'm really pleased with how this has performed with regards to the hydrogen use. Better than I recall, actually. It's probably... is it? No, it's not. It shouldn't have anything to do with the hydrogen reactor, because that's only using the liquid hydrogen, and I've got nothing on board. I don't have one of the hydrogen evaporators on board, so it's only the O2 H2 generator that's turning ice into hydrogen. Mind you, it weighs next to nothing, doesn't it? 16,000 kilograms. Where are we? 0.6 Gs. Come on, let's get up to space. There, barely even having to touch the acceleration now. Cool. Enough power for 2 years. How are we doing for ice? Tons. And really it's used next to no liquid hydrogen as well. Mind you, we didn't really use a lot of power, did we? There we are. We are out of the planetary gravity. Let's pop dampeners on, come to a stop. There. Done. Nailed it. Okay, well I think that's a really good point to end the episode. We're pretty much out of time now anyway. Thank you all for watching. Yeah, hope you found that build useful. Really good little ship, this one. Built it lots of times to get up to space early. Very, very cheap to build. Very easy to use. Okay, brilliant. Alright, thanks for watching. If you found that useful, please press the thumbs up button. It really helps the channel grow. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next episode. Later.